You wake up already sweating. The air is hotter than your own body. There is no fan. There is no cold water. There is no shade you did not walk to yourself. It is the middle of the day, 10,000 years ago, and you are about to go outside on purpose. Not because you are stupid, because right now, in this heat, you are the most dangerous animal alive. So, what did ancient humans actually do in the summer? The answer is the opposite of what you would guess. Let's start with something strange about you. You are a tropical animal. Every ancestor you have, going back millions of years, lived in the heat of Africa. No coats, no fire needed for warmth, just sun, grass, and long, hot days. Cold is the thing humans had to invent our way out of. Heat is the thing we were built for, and your body still carries the equipment. Right now, in your skin, there are somewhere between 2 and 4 million sweat glands. That is more than almost any animal on Earth. You are covered head to toe in a cooling system. Here is why that matters so much. Most animals cannot sweat the way you do. A dog cools itself by panting, air in, air out over a wet tongue. It works, but it has a limit. When a big animal runs at full speed, its breathing locks to its stride. One breath, one bound. It cannot gallop and pant properly at the same time. So it has to stop. It has to stand still, sides heaving, and dump the heat before it can run again. You do not. You sweat while you move. Your whole skin is doing the work. Every second, without you thinking about it. You can walk and sweat and keep going. And somewhere along the way, our ancestors did something no other big animal did. They gave up their fur. Fur traps heat against the skin. Bare skin lets sweat evaporate and pull the heat away. So we lost it, almost all of it, except on top of the head. But bare skin has a problem of its own. Take the fur off an animal and you hand the sun a target. Hours of it, day after day, year after year. So the skin underneath went dark. Dark skin is packed with a pigment that soaks up the sun's harshest light before it can reach anything important. It is sunscreen, built in, and it never wears off. Fur came off. Protection stayed on. Think about where the sun is at midday, directly above you. The hair on your head is a sunshade, sitting exactly where the sun hits hardest, protecting the one organ that cannot afford to overheat. And then there is the way you stand. Picture an antelope at noon. Its whole long back is turned up to the sun, soaking it in like a roof. Now picture you. Standing upright, only your head and shoulders face the sun directly. The rest of you is turned edge onto it. Standing up also lifts you off the baking ground and into whatever breeze is moving above the grass. A tall, thin, upright body, bare skin, millions of sweat glands, and a hat made of hair. You are not badly designed for a hot day. You are the best designed thing out there, and our ancestors knew it. Which brings us back to that terrible idea. Walking out into the worst heat of the day, on purpose. Here is why they did it. You are hunting an animal that is faster than you, much faster. Over a short distance, it is not even close. So you do not try to be fast. You start walking toward it. It runs easily. It leaves you far behind. Then it stops because it has to, and it stands there panting in the sun. And a few minutes later, you appear again. So it runs again, a little shorter this time, a little less rest before you show up. You keep coming, and here is the strange part. For most of those hours, you cannot even see the animal. It is over a rise or behind a screen of thorn far out of sight. So you do not follow the animal. You follow what it left. A hoofprint with a sharp, clean edge is fresh. One with a crumbling edge is old. A bent stalk of grass points the way a body pushed through it. You are reading the ground like a sentence, and the sentence tells you where a frightened animal went and how long ago it was frightened. Nobody is born knowing that. Somebody taught you out here for years. The sun climbs. The heat builds. Every time that animal sprints, it makes more heat inside itself. Every time it stops, it gets a little less of that heat back out. And you just keep walking, sweating, cooling, walking. Hours pass. The animal's legs go loose. It stops running and only staggers. Its body has filled up with heat it cannot get rid of. And then it goes down. Not because you were faster, not because you were stronger, because you could cool yourself and it could not. That is one way humans hunted, in the hottest hours in open country. The heat was not the danger. The heat was the weapon. But let's be honest about what the heat could do to you, because there is one thing that ruins all of it. Every drop of sweat that cools you is water leaving your body. On a hot day, you can lose more than a liter of it in an hour. Lose enough, and your body starts to fail. Your head aches, your thinking slurs, and eventually the sweating stops, which sounds like relief and is the opposite. Heat almost never kills you directly. Water does, the lack of it. So the real problem was never surviving the sun. It was carrying the water. And we solved it in a way you have to admire. Around 60,000 years ago in southern Africa, people took ostrich eggshells, made a small hole in the top, and turned them into canteens. An eggshell holds about a liter. It is tough, it is light, it stays cool. We have found the pieces, buried where they were left. Some of them are carved with neat patterns of lines because even a water bottle was worth decorating. Those shells are the reason people could cross dry country at all. Water you can carry is a map of everywhere you are allowed to go. The rest of it was simply knowing how to behave. You did not fight the heat. You scheduled around it. Work early while the ground is still cool. Rest through the worst of the middle. Move again in the evening. Sleep out in the open air instead of in a stuffy shelter. Sit in the shade of a rock through the long, bright hours. Stay near water and never wander far from it. Wet your skin and let the wind do the rest. None of that is clever technology. All of it is a set of habits, learned and repeated and passed to children, until nobody had to think about it anymore. That was the real invention, not a tool, a routine. So here is the part that should bother you a little. Today, heat kills people every single summer. In cities, in rich countries, in buildings with power lines running to them. Not because our bodies got worse. Your body is the same one. Same sweat glands, same upright frame, same equipment that could run an antelope into the ground. What we lost was the routine. We built rooms that hold the heat in and machines to push it back out, and we filled the middle of the day with work that cannot be moved. And we quietly forgot the oldest rule our ancestors ever learned about summer, which was this: do not beat the heat. Cooperate with it. The next time it is too hot to think, and you step into the shade and stand still and feel it working, that is not weakness. That is 10,000 years of instructions still running.